Right, the 5 men charged with the murder of former Bafana Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa are due back at the Boksburg Magistrate's Court today. Meyiwa was shot dead in October 2014 at his home at the home of his girlfriend, singer Kelly Khumalo. The suspects were arrested last month. Now, at their first court appearance, the accused refused to step into the dock, saying they did not know why they had been arrested. Let's get the very latest now and bring in Chriselda Lewis, who's live for us in court. Chriselda, a very good morning to you. What can we expect today?
Well, Blaine, just to bring you up to speed about what happened over the past 20 minutes or so, the Meyiwa family has arrived here at court with AfriForum, of course, which has taken up this case on behalf of the family of Senzo Meyiwa. And a little bit more family members here today. The sisters of the late soccer sensation are also here today. You would recall that during the first appearance, there'd only been one family member that had been in attendance. So two additional family members in attendance here this morning. And what we were expecting is for this court appearance to be quite quick. What we do know is that the matter will be postponed for further investigations. That's what we're getting wind of at this particular point. And just some supporters outside the court as well, where in just a few moments we will cross to my colleague Magistrate will give you a sense of what's happening there. But what we're expecting to take place here inside this court this morning, quite a more stringent process here, Blaine. You would recall the last time, the first appearance that was made by the 5 accused, the court really had to try and find a way to accommodate as many media as possible. But this time around, there's an accreditation process that has taken place to ensure that the media is able to cover these particular proceedings. But we're not expecting it to be quite long. You'd recall, of course, as you indicated in your intro there, quite a surprise the last time, the first appearance, where you had these 5 accused to basically say they don't know why they are at court. They don't know why they're here to answer to this particular case. They professed their innocence and basically said they were not involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. So it remains to be seen what will take place inside this court here this morning. But one of the sisters who's made her first appearance here at court this morning is Chriselda, who is an elder sister to the late Senzo Meyiwa. Chriselda, sabonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho sisi. Ngefamily namhlanje sabona ukuthi senibuyile la enkantolo. Nisekhona lelo themba lokuthi njengomndeni ijustice yona nizoyithola.
Yeah, likhona kakhulu ithemba ukuthi justice soyithola sozwa nje ngimeqhubeka namhlanje ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Kodwa njengefamily siswami masesibona kule appearance yokuqala emotions were very high la ngaphakathi futhi nangaphandle umphakathi efuna ukwazi ukuthi abobani labantu abasola ukuthi bebenesandla with the murder of your brother. But njengomndeni, how are you holding up? So kuninzi okwenzekileyo manje nokuthi senizongena enkantolo manje for the second time.
Njengomndeni sijabulela ukuba khona la, kodwa okunye nokunye sizokuzwa ngaphakathi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Akukho okunye singakusho ngaphandle ukuthi sizozwa ngaphakathi ukuthi liqhubeka kanjani icala namhlanje. Siyabonga.
Kodwa njengomfamily siswami sonke lesikhathi lesi njengoba senihamba inkantolo manje njengomndeni indlela eniziva ngayo nje siyabona ukuthi nomphakathi nje sebefuna ukwazi nokuthi kwenzekeleni sizawuzwa impela ke lapha ngaphakathi enkantolo. Kodwa njengomndeni sokuningi okwenzekile nizizwa ninjani nina mase nithi nihamba days and days on end idifikele lapho izaya khona le case?
Sinokukhululeka kukhona nje basekuqalile kwenzeka i-case. Siyabona ukuthi amathemba khona azokwenzeka, so ithola justice nje bakade sayifuna. Sinalo lo themba nje ukuthi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi kuzovela ukuthi obani abenza lesenzo.
Siyabonga kakhulu siswami, siyazi ukuthi akwazi ukukhona nje ukuphawula kakhulu ngalolu daba lo. Siyabonga kakhulu sis. That of course Chriselda Meyiwa, who is the elder sister of the later Senzo Meyiwa. The family not able to say much, Blaine, except how they feel, because of course this still is an ongoing case, and you would know that they would have also received some kind of legal assistance, or being told that they at this particular point cannot say much pertaining to the case. I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak to Advocate Gerrie Nel for a second. Can I have a word with you, please, Advocate Gerrie Nel? Thank you very much from AfriForum. Advocate Nel, thanks indeed for your time. We spoke the last time, the last court appearance. Do we know if there will be some sort of further postponement in this matter today, perhaps for further investigation? What can we expect?
Yeah, well, we would have hoped that the mastermind would appear today and that we would postpone the matter for trial to the High Court. But let us see what happens, and then afterwards we could perhaps comment on what will happen. So for us, the expectation was that today there will be a mastermind, they will serve the indictments on the accused, and that the accused will be postponed for trial to the High Court. But let us see what happens. I've heard lots of rumors about what's going to happen. And as soon as that happens, perhaps I'll be in a better position then to comment.
All right, but a likely postponement, I guess.
Indeed. It cannot be trial. It must be a postponement. It's either postponement for further investigation or postponement for trial. But nothing else can happen today. But the legal representatives are all here. So there might be applications from their side. So let us see what happens. It's a bit early to say.
There were a bit of concerns the last time when there had been quite a surprise move on the part of the accused not to enter the dock and say much. In fact, they'd professed their innocence. We were together in this court. Concerns perhaps on the part of AfriForum by the manner in which this case is proceeding at the moment?
The only concern is the delay. You know, there's been a delay of 5 and more years. So we would have expected the NPA to really pay attention to this particular matter, to fast track this particular matter because of the interest, the public interest, and because of the fact that there's been a delay for so long. So we will be disappointed if nothing substantial happens today, like a postponement for trial to the High Court, the service of the indictments. But let us find out what the prosecutor will do, how the prosecutor will address court, and then we will be in a better position. As far as what happened at the previous occasion, I wasn't surprised. That is what people do. It's a right to do that. I'm more concerned on the facts in the state's case, and I'll be in a better position to comment on that a bit later.
On the alleged mastermind in this particular matter, the last time we had seen some documents that had been erroneously sent to the media, which had pointed to the girlfriend of the late soccer sensation, Senzo Meyiwa. Do you know if at this particular point, I don't want you to comment on the investigation, but the case itself would be moving towards that direction? It's out in the public domain now that investigators are looking for cell phone records.
You see, what I can say is I had a meeting with the police management. I had a meeting, discussion with the NPA. What I can reveal is that as far as I'm concerned, the police have finalized the investigation. That the investigation by and large had been finalized. What I can also add is that I know that there's even a stronger case against whoever the mastermind is. So I'll be surprised if the mastermind's not here. And I'm convinced that if there's any postponement, that would be to address the mastermind. So what I can reveal, and I do that after my consultation with police management, is that as we stand here and after this postponement, there's even a stronger case against a particular mastermind.
Right. I'm sure you're not able to give us more details pertaining to that. Advocate Gerrie Nel, thank you very much indeed for your time. Advocate Gerrie Nel from the AfriForum prosecutorial unit, and I think that's very important. What he does state there, Blaine, is that he believes that should this case be postponed, and I do have it on quite good authority, Blaine, that the case itself will be postponed, I guess for further investigation, but the prosecutorial unit of AfriForum does believe that this matter, there should be a mastermind, there should be a case against who is believed to have been the mastermind in this particular matter. And I think we're also seeing there the National Prosecuting Authorities, Sipho Ngwema, who's also arrived. You'll see there's Fiso Meyiwa, who's also just arrived here at court. He's accompanied, of course, by the two family members, Senzo Meyiwa's two sisters, it's Gugu and Ntlantla, who for the very first time are appearing in court here at the Boksburg Magistrate's Court, this being the second appearance, of course, of the 5 suspects in the murder case of Senzo Meyiwa. So I think quite important there, Blaine, just before I let you go and go to Magistrate who's outside the Boksburg Magistrate's Court, just a stone's throw away from me, is that Gerrie Nel does indicate that they would expect some kind of postponement, whether it's for further investigations, and that they're hoping that in due course the alleged mastermind in the murder relating to soccer sensation Senzo Meyiwa will join these other 5 here in the dock. But let's leave it here for now inside the Boksburg Magistrate's Court. Let me cross now to my colleague Makgetla Mutlabe, who is outside the court, where I know there are some supporters of the family.
Yes, Chriselda, of course, outside the court here. We've just seen some of the vans arriving here, and we just hope that it could be the suspects whom we are expecting to make their second appearance today at the Boksburg Magistrates Court. As you can see, there are members of the media there trying to get a glimpse of what's going on behind those gates there. And of course, security is quite tight today. We are not even allowed to be there at this stage. And of course, as you can see, some of the camera people trying to rush there and get a picture of what might be happening. But I can tell you that those could be the 5 suspects that are expected to make their their second appearance at the Boksburg Magistrates Court today. I'll tell you, Chriselda, it's quite hot out here. Of course, clouds tend to block the sun, providing a little bit of shade for some of the supporters that came here to actually show their solidarity. But I'll tell you what, come sunshine or rain, that their spirits are not going to be dampened. And as I can just ask for my colleague Thabiso Paki to pan towards this side, where you will see them, of course, singing those songs, of course, song to ask for that particular justice, swift justice for Senzo Meyiwa. He was, of course, a goalkeeper for Orlando Pirates as well as for Bafana Bafana. But for them, this is not only about supporting a specific team. You can see Sundown supporter is there, Orlando Pirates supporter is there. Just previously we saw also Kaizer Chiefs supporters coming through, and of course all other supporters of the Premier Soccer League teams coming through to actually show their support. But let's just speak to some of them. Mama, ke khopela go bolela lona ganyane nka re tlhalosetse re a bona le tlile ka bontsi le tlile go opela nka le tlhalosetse gore keng seo le se letetse gore se direge le gone
namhlanje semele ukuthi ababulali bakaSenzo babakhiphe bangasenzi iphukuphuku basilethela abantu abangasabulali kaSenzo. Sifuna ababulali bakaSenzo laba vele thathalazi njengami ngivele thathalazi akwazi ukuthi singazobukela abantu bale ngeke umuntu afeleni kwami ngiyokuthatha umuntu eNatal ngithi uzala uyobulela uSenzo yeba sali kungenzeka kodwa hayi ayibe fair le ndaba ibe fair ingahambi so mayihambe so straight ibe straight line yabona yathi ngeke ilunge never fanele ibe so straight ibe line straight asabantwana phela amasigaga sizobhibhejwa ngabantu esingabazi yibo laba sesiyajama nathi yibo laba bambulela akusibo mina ngifunda ukukhulu emoyeni wami mina self ngithi akusibo mina ke yami chance ngithi akusibo
ke ngise ona kana ora se bona ba
hayi akusibo ngeke eva ngiyokubamba ukuthatha umuntu bekasejele umkhiphe ejele umlethe la bachuze uguye lo obulela uSenzo kanjani kanjani
alright. Of course, one of the supporters there saying that she doesn't believe that among the 5 that all the 5 that were arrested, she doesn't believe that they are the ones who are actually linked specifically to the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. But of course, these are the scenes that will be playing out throughout this appearance today outside the Boksburg Magistrates Court. I understand my colleague Lerato Fekisi is standing by. Let's cross to her now.